Hello, 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 hello. Hello, good afternoon. Nice to see you again, and thank you for all those hits. Thank you so much. Well, because of technical reasons, I've had to change the name of my show. So I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, well, let's get on with today's show. But first, I hope you had a great weekend. Yesterday was fabulous. Fabulously cold. Anyway, but we're Canadians. We're tough, right? All right. Well, without further ado, let's get on with today's show. Today's topic will be the 7 reasons why men cheat. Oh, sorry, that's next week. Actually, next week's show will be the reason men cheat. Do you know why men cheat? Primarily because of the availability of women. I know, we'll get into that next week. But this week, it's the seven things men want in and out of the bedroom. Gosh. Okay. Now these are not in any particular order, so take a listen. Our first one is food, love, sex, companionship, trust, respect, and toy. Yes, ladies, men love their toys. Their go-kart, their bicycles, skateboards. Well, you get the hint. Okay, so basically men want 7 things in and out of the bedroom. Yes, they do. There are more, but right now let's stick with these 7. Okay, food. Most men love to eat. Oh, yes, they do. Men love their food. Oh, I'm not here to say you should be cooking for them every day, but you know what? It doesn't hurt. A man likes to get home to a good home-cooked meal, all spread out. Although it doesn't even have to be a good home-cooked meal, just a meal, something. But I tell you, the way to their heart is through their stomach. Okay, now, men want love. Yes, ladies, they do. Some of us are so cold, The guys to beg for some loving. Now, please, don't confuse love with sex. When I say love, I mean, you're loving to him. He walks in the door, you give him a big hug and a big kiss. Yes, it's a good thing. Don't you love your child, your parents, your friends? You give them a big hug and kisses, right? Well, your man wants the same, and he deserves to have it. Next, sex. Oh, yes. There are some men who don't care about sex, but I can assure you, there are plenty who do. Men love sex. So ladies, give it to them. No, I didn't say manipulate them. I said, give your man sex. Sometimes, if they get enough sex at home, or if you give them enough sex and love, they may not go elsewhere. I said sometimes. Next, companionship. Yes, it's sort of like love. Man wants to have a companion, someone he can share the hockey game with, the football game with. Even if you don't like football or hockey, you know what? It doesn't hurt to hang out with him once in a while. I'm not saying every single day or every game, but, if a guy likes to go fishing, go with him sometimes. At times, you might be surprised what you learn on these trips. Besides, it gets you guys, brings you closer, and isn't that what you want? Of course. Next is trust. Now, ladies, you've got to trust your man. Okay, so you know what? If you know he's untrustworthy, you probably should not be with him. Seriously. Yeah, I know you're married now. Well, you should have thought about that before. Yes, I know they're kids. Respect. Yes, some of you do not respect your man. Whatever he says, you do the opposite. I agree. If the guy's a bully, yeah, you know what? You really don't want to be respectful to him. But like trust, guess what? You need to respect your man. Seriously. Be nice. One thing women do that drives men crazy is yell at them and scream at them. Okay, so maybe he yells at you too. Well, then you're a match. But for the nice guy, be respectful. The guy who respects you, return the favor. And toys. I know guys sometimes spend way too much money on toys, especially when there are bills to be paid. food to be bought, clothing for the children, the rent, etc., etc. But, you know, for the people who can afford it, allow the guy to have his toys. As they call it nowadays, man cave. Every man should have a man cave if possible. Look, as long as the guy isn't there surfing on the net, looking at porn, you're okay, you're fine. You need your space, you know, like your sewing room, your baking room, your room to hammer things out. So guess what? A guy needs to have his man cave. I'm sorry, they tell me that word is no longer in service. Nonsense. It's called man cave, whatever you want to call it. But seriously though, so let's talk about food again and love briefly. So ladies, perhaps I did not make myself crystal clear. So let me reiterate quickly. Men want food, love, sex, companionship, trust, respect, and toy. I know, and you're probably saying, and what do we want? Oh, this show is not about you today. It's about your man. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. We're assuming the man you're with is deserving of all these things. He's a good man. He's nice. He's sweet. He's kind. He's loving. Yes, if he's all of the above, then guess what? He should have all of these things and then some. And ladies, if you're with a man who is insensitive and not kind and all the bad stuff, well, perhaps you need to find yourself another companion. Oh, there are children involved, the big house, yada yada yada. Well, for those of you who aren't hitched as yet or in a committed relationship with a man who is not kind, think twice about getting tied down to this man, let alone having children. Okay, so that's it for what men want. Now, let's talk about black women with big asses. Yes, this is the fashion faux pas section. I tell ya, you know the women with the asses that needs a separate area / zip code? My sisters, my sisters. It's not a crime to have a behind like that, but really, be respectful to our eyes. Cover it, or dress it appropriately. You can't be walking around with that thing sticking out. You know, you can put a tray on it and have it looking disrespectful. When I say disrespectful, I mean tight clothing. It's a shame. No one will disagree. A beautiful ass is a beautiful ass, whether it be in a man or a woman. But some of us, whoo, not pretty, not pretty. So ladies, if your behind is really out there in the next state, I tell ya, do something about it. Wear it smartly. Dress it up properly. Dress it appropriately. It can look very good. Trust me. I've seen them before. I know I don't have that problem. And who am I to talk? Well, because I'm the fashionista. Until next time, everyone, I'm saying goodbye and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Thanks for watching. See you next week.